This is your weekly trip to paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary Risponi. Paradise, Louisiana is also brought to you by Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, IMCO, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. Welcome back. Superior Bait and Tackle here on Segan Lane. And this morning a little quiet. And usually every Monday I'm here, or the Mondays I'm here, it's just buzzing with bait. Maybe because I'm a little late or whatever. But don't forget, Superior Bait and Tackle, if they don't have it, they'll order it. But I just see them walking here while we tape the show. I see 20 or 30 people coming through every week when I'm here. So, but don't forget Superior Bait and Tackle. I got a few news reports this week, but I told you I wasn't going to bring you on no bad news. Everything I hear lately has been bad, so I'm not even going to mention the news right now. Got some events coming up, and we're going to probably visit Grand Isle one more time. Maybe we can see some of the Big Mike Rodeo, the kids, and then we're going to visit Chaz again today. Berkeley Abu Garcia fishing report, and maybe we will find out some fishing reports from here. These guys here all the time. You watching Paradise, Louisiana? You see this mask? I'm gonna take it off in a minute. Nobody's here, but don't forget, this thing is serious.
For the thirsty, for those who hang out in packs, for heroes, for sidekicks, for those who see the glass half empty, for those who see it half full, for those on the right, for those on the left, for those with nicknames, for those with curves, for people that cycle, for people that recycle, for BFFs, for frenemies, for those with style, for lovers, for families, for big families, for everyone.
That's my bad boy.
All right, guys, here we are on the Twin Span, middle of the summer. This is kind of an odd place for us to be. But the lake has been completely filthy with fresh river water. It's starting to clean up a hair. And usually when you have Pearl River water and, local river water is an issue, the southern parts of the bridges have potential. So we gave it a little look, catching a few fish. Here's a nice keeper trout. See what we can do here. Out in the cold.
In them poles.
Out in the poles. All right, now don't go to the other side of the poles. Jeez. Oh, and I missed him. I didn't break him. That's what we want to do. That had to be a red. When we're fishing the Twin Span or these other bridges, especially in the summer, and it's got redfish in it, I switch to our Matrix Mono 17-pound test. That way you can horse these fish out the poles a little bit better. And if the line does rub on the poles somewhat, it's a little bit more, it can handle a little rub or a little abrasion, and you have a better chance of not breaking off. A lot of times you hook these fish, they dive straight back for the pilings. So going from a 14-pound to a 17-pound test is a tremendous difference. And I highly recommend going to a 17 mono or maybe using a braid when you're trying to bury that lure up into these pilings very tightly. Let me make one more cast right here and see if we can pull one out. When you're doing this, you want to use at least a 3/8 ounce. I really like to use a 1/2 ounce. That way it gets down to the bottom as fast as you can, because you're wanting to get it in between each set of pilings. And when you're fishing the southern part of the bridge like we are right now, you want to do it on a very light tide range or in the change in tide. Right here in this area, the tide can really smoke through here, so you want to catch it when that tide's nice and mellow. Again, that's why you want to use that 17-pound test. I hit that fish right up in the poles. I want to be able to get him out. Hello, red. This is perfect. This is just what we're looking for. They hit that lure. They go straight into the poles. You got that 17 matrix mono. It's like rope. You can yank them out of there. We go over this a lot throughout the year of when to use that matrix mono. This is one of the best times when they got redfish in the poles. Now, as far as the lure goes, we're using one of my favorites. That's the glass minnow X-Shad. Usually in the summer we talk about shrimp. The brown shrimp season this year has been almost non-existent. I haven't seen that much pogies. Glass minnows are always around Lake Pontchartrain. This is a great glass minnow imitation. Fantastic bait. We're getting a lot of bites this morning on what's been a very tough summer so far. Another speck. That was a keeper. What we're doing right now, we got a little light falling tide, so it's light enough where it don't matter if you could throw it down current or up current. But what we are noticing is these fish are wanting to be real tight to the poles. And we're just moving around, keeping this lure as tight to the poles as we can. And we're catching a plethora of different things. We've caught some keeper trout. That was a keeper there. Some throwback specks. Some nice reds. Some small drum. Just a lot of fish down here right now. Great place to fish with some kids. One of the reasons we started here, as you can see in the distance, just rain every day. We want to stay somewhere sheltered until I can see a gap in the weather and maybe try something else. So we're just staying up under here for this moment being. If you had live shrimp with a kid right now, you'd just be getting bite after bite after bite. I mean, we're throwing plastics that probably had 20 bites already this morning. And just a great little place to anchor down and hang out, either stay out of the rain or stay out of the sun and get you some bites during the summertime. See if we can get one right here. All right, whenever the tide's real mellow like this is how I like to fish this area. I like to throw it in between the pilings. That way the tide's not moving fast enough to really hook you up or sweep you into the piling to get snagged. So I throw it right in between them. Let it get all the way to the bottom. And just do short little bounces right through each little hole. Most of the time, that's where the fish like to be, is in between these bridge pilings. Now, if the tide's moving relatively swift, you can't fish it at this angle. But when you catch that tide at the change like we have right now, it's a good place to be. Place to target. This is the correct way to fish it, especially with lures. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and do something different. Had plenty of bites on the twin span. We could easily just milk this over and put a little box of fish together. we caught a handful. Just wanted to show you something to do in the summer. Wanted to show you guys one of the items that'll be in this month's monthly bait box, and this is a great place to use this. You know, you use that monofilament. I'm a big fan of it. It's very easy to use. It bird nests a lot less than fluorocarbon. Water's stained like it is now. You definitely don't need fluoro. This is one of my favorite things to use is mono. And I'll go over when it's time to use fluoro or some type of braid. But we went to the 17-pound test. That way when we did hook into a couple of reds today, we could get them out the poles. This will be in your monthly bait box. The Matrix X Shad in the glass minnow color. That's one of my favorite products we've ever made at matrixshad.com. This is one we used just now to catch a handful of fish. Also be in this month's monthly bait box. Subscribe to that. Get these items in your box. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out all of our episodes of Dockside TV. We have plenty fishing the Twin Span. Some really good ones at catching monster trout right in here in the wintertime. Hope you enjoyed this episode, guys, and until next time, good fishing. We're going to get out of here.
I've been asking him to change the oil for months now, and he never did. So I finally just went to Benny's. They even washed my car for free. Uh-huh. And you know what? It was amazing. Yeah, I left Benny's and got home before Rob even knew I was gone.
Benny? Who the heck is Benny?
We put faith in our vehicles to connect us. We understand how important it is to have transportation you can rely on. So no matter what the road ahead brings, we'll be there, offering you and your family the support that's made Farm Bureau Insurance a trusted name for over 70 years. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
Go ahead and dump down.
All right.
So it don't get heavy.
Let me look.
Well, you want to take my car? So, doesn't that sound my yard?
Better go.
So, that's been
They
nice.
need a golf cart to haul an ice jet.
I got the big one is down there.
Y'all got
All right. One red, two draw. Get another. Get a red. Yeah, get that. Hold on. Yeah, look.
That's my man. Good job.
Great job.
What's your name? Where you from?
Evan Bryant, St. Martinville, Louisiana.
Where?
St. Martinville.
Martinville. Oh my God, there's 10 people from over there.
Andrea Wheat and Bill Wheat from Pontotool, Louisiana.
Had a
Wonderful time.
had a great time. Our host, Mr. Eddie Rasponi, has treated us well. Thank you, Eddie.
Yeah, I'm gonna lay them out here, and y'all can get some signs from us.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Is that all y'all weighing in?
That's a big lady.
All right, whenever you're ready, look this way. 1, 2, 3. Melinda White, Bogalusa. Sharon Hartzog, Bogalusa.
Had a good day.
Had a wonderful day.
Fantastic day.
Caught some big reds.
Yep. Together at the same time.
At the same time.
Yep.
That's right.
Been red fish.
She's going right now.
That's a great thing.
Louisiana.
Yeah, I did. Gentlemen, say that again. Look at me.
We cooking for Paradise, Louisiana.
Yeah, boy. Boy, look at that. That's all I like. Not a beat.
Yeah.
Just like that. Got the beat.
Believe me, somebody's gonna bring a bigger bull red than that.
Thank you. You got the background on.
Oh yeah, Lucas, hold on. Good, thank you, sir.
Thank y'all.
Mason Turner, and I'm from Ruston, Louisiana.
Boy, I'm proud of you. Everybody's bragging on you.
That's a gas top. You caught one of those. You caught, I don't know if it's eligible. You caught a big ladyfish. Then he caught a white trout. You don't have to measure it, it's not as big. Then he caught a hardhead. Okay. And then he caught a speckled trout. Right there. Oh, man. You can be in the camera, come on now. He's an all-around fisherman. First time in Grand Island.
Boy, look at that trout.
Now, this is a ladyfish. We don't know if there's a category for the kids.
It's an unusual catch. So we'll do it as unusual catch.
You're watching Paradise, Louisiana from Bridgeside Marina.
As members of a Touchstone Energy cooperative, we've all got a job to do. And the more we work together, the more we save. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy cooperative.
For the thirsty, for those who hang out in packs, for heroes, for sidekicks, for those who see the glass half empty, for those who see it half full, for those on the right, for those on the left, for those with nicknames, for those with curves, for people that cycle, for people that recycle, for BFFs, for frenemies, for those with style, for lovers, for families, for big families, for everyone.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. And I'm going to tell you just a new short news report that we get. Still got some events coming in. Just so happened the two of the big ones going to be on the same weekend, and that's the Duck Festival at Gaydon. Still ain't heard about any restrictions yet, with this COVID, how bad it's been. They got a few events inside, so I don't know exactly what's going to happen. So I'll make a call this week, but before the last weekend, I'll let you know. Ride the Bull right now is all go. That's all outside. It's all go. Ain't heard anything different. If I do, I'll let you know. I got some report from the Cutoff Rodeo, and I don't know. I'm going to look at some of the winners. I can't name them all, but let me give a shout out to that committee. They put it together, had great weather, had a great turnout, a lot of fish were caught, and Mr. Ryan Griffin, thank you so much. Kept us in touch, kept sending us texts and emails. I wish I could put it all on there, but right now, we're going to run something on the board and congratulate to your winners and congratulate to y'all committee. for all the years y'all been putting it on and all it's been successful. And yeah, y'all was right there at Brookside. So a lot of these events that be coming up are going to be at Brookside. So don't forget our guys over there. When you go through there, they always got fresh bait. Remember that. And a lot of those marinas down there, especially in Fouchon and Leeville, they're starting to get fresh bait. So just don't forget them. And remember, that's coming up. We'll be back with the Berkeley Abu Garcia Fishing Report.
We put faith in our vehicles to connect us. We understand how important it is to have transportation you can rely on. So no matter what the road ahead brings, we'll be there, offering you and your family the support that's made Farm Bureau Insurance a trusted name for over 70 years. You deserve more. You deserve a promise.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. The Berkeley Abu Garcia Fishing Report. Look, then if you want to keep up what's going on, don't forget your bait shops. Just like this. And you know, the paper, we've been blessed. Joe Macalusa and the Advocate, Sportsman Magazine, Martian Bayou. These people give accurate reports. And one thing about Joe, working with him all these years, if you send him a report and he find out it ain't true, now he get burned. He gets burned sometime because the weather changed or something happened from the time he talked. But do not, for no way, if you want a report or you want to give a good report or you want to send in some pictures, you send it to Joe Macalusa, jmacalusa@theafrica.com. But don't ever make the mistake and say, oh, I'm going to tell Joe the fish are biting. If you find out it is, it's over. Same thing with me. I learned that from Joe and Don. So to make this fishing report a little bit quicker, saltwater right now, the bad has been, I've been hitting not too many reports coming from Dulac, the large cocodrie. My friend down there went down there and one day he didn't catch but one trout. He catching a few reds, but he was looking for trout. He didn't catch but one. Another good is Delacroix. I didn't hear so much on the speckled trout, but man, the bass and the redfish are unbelievable. Gene Hoover went down there with one of our friends, and the kids, they caught 30 bass, just like that. 30 bass. So I was telling you, down in Delacroix. Most of the time I'm talking to them, they're catching, they fishing spinnerbait. All right, now, Lake Catherine, still unbelievable. Redfish, every now and then the speck, but it's contingent on the weather or the tide. But most of the captains out there, they know when to lay back, what to look for. You go to the marinas, talk to them marina owners, ask them for a captain or get your little network. I got a network out there. They call me and tell me good, bad, whatever. So that's a good place for news. Grand Isle, it's another one. Been hot, crabs have been running, people in the surf. The weather gets bad, they go to camp, get out of the heat. All I'm gonna tell you what, Elmer's Island, all in those areas, the people that are open, people catching fish, follow the rules, pick up your litter. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Grand Isle, all the marinas, ask them. They got fresh bait. Venice, another hot spot. You might saw Joe's column, the river's falling. All my friends that love to go down there, got camps, they going down there. They running down the canes. They finding speckled trout. They finding redfish. They finding the spotted bass. They finding everything you can do, and I'm talking about striped bass, excuse me. Everything I hear from down there is good, but getting ready to be great. So if you know where you stay, be down there in Venice. The spillway, Chapel Spillway is falling out of sight. I think it fell a little fast because it's moving. Some of that water is black, but you find that mixing water. You find that good green color. You stay in, and then fish in them big lakes. Sometimes they get a slight rise. It's caused by the tide. And every now and then, if you look at the river stage, it's coming down, you see one falling. But you see one that made a slight rise. I'm talking about 2 inches. But it's falling out of sight. Watch the tides. If you fish the spillway like I did all your life, you know what to look for. It's hot. The main thing is be courteous. The landings are going to start being full. You can get bait, crickets, worms. You can get everything going down from all these bait shops going down Highway 1. So just be careful, be safe, and report what you catch to us. It helps somebody else. Lake Barrett, another one, the marsh, and then no report from up north. I didn't get a report from Toledo Bend. I didn't have time to go on the internet and check. But and my buddies over there at Lotto, I ain't heard from him about catching any big numbers of fish. He told us last week, waiting that water cool down a little bit and the river fall a little bit more. He said he can work, if you just want to go get away, he can work you up 20 or 25 sac-a-lay. Old River, my brother and them camp went down there. Some boats are coming in catching sac-a-lay. They saw 1 or 2 guys fishing. They were going toward the narrows and catching a few bass, but they hit or miss. Because the river's falling so fast and so hot, they're around these piers and them floating docks and everything in the old river. So, but this time of year when it falls, I would go back to the ballpark and catch brim and sac-a-lay. But right out in Mondu Lake, those trees, chartreuse and black or blue and silver or sparkle, that's it. Jig pole, straight, tight line, no cork, unbelievable. So that's it. That's the freshwater report, and that's all the fishing report I got right now. Maybe I ain't getting enough from y'all. Gary at ParadiseLouisiana.com. Be safe. This pandemic's still bad. God bless Louisiana. Protect us from these storms. They're coming in 2 a week now. So far we've been blessed. Now I ain't gonna use the word lucky. God bless Louisiana. Please come back next week.
Paradise, Louisiana is also brought to you by Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, CCA Louisiana, and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament, IMCO, and by Farm Bureau Insurance.